Welcome to Manly Voices.
Hello, one and all. Welcome back to Manly Voices.
Hello, one and all.
I'm Evan, also known as Manly Ankles.
Hello, one and all.
I'm here with Gabz, who can now only say this one run phrase.
Johnny can only sing one note, and that note is hello, one and all.
F sharp.
Is that an F sharp?
Wait, no, you were singing a B flat.
Do you have perfect pitch?
I do. It's weird.
How did I was literally in an a cappella group with you, and I didn't know that you have perfect pitch?
It's weird. Like, that's just how my brain works musically, man. Like, I could, like, if there was, like, a clanking. That doesn't work. Like more resonant. I would put that in, like, the E or A flat range.
Later on, you and I are gonna plunk on my piano, and I'm gonna make you.
One thing I've wanted to do for the longest time with you was to play the Doki Doki song. That'd be awesome. Oh, another thing I have to show you.
Yes.
I might have to edit it a little bit, but I did. You saw the snap I sent where I made an actual parody of "I Dreamed a Dream" from Les Mis.
That's right.
And with Danganronpa.
That's so funny.
And then later on, I decided to sing it in a Monokuma voice, and it's awesome.
That's so you. Okay, I'm actually gonna text the other people that were in acapella with us and be like, "Do you know that this bitch has perfect pitch and did for like the 2 years he was in the group with us?"
Yeah, that's just like always how my brain has worked. Like once I actually once I actually learned notes to things, it was like
because you've always been the kind of person where you're like, "Oh, I've learned this, and now it's like fully learned, and I don't have to even think about it anymore." That's always how you've been, but I never knew that you had perfect pitch. That's so wild.
Yeah, like I just didn't know what to call it. I didn't know if perfect pitch was the thing you describe it as. It's so.
I just had no idea how perfect ideally was.
That's not what it is.
I know.
I'm trying to be humble here.
And I'm trying to hype you up. So where does that leave us?
Leaves us playing Danganronpa.
And when we left off,
we were investigating Sakura's death. So we just finished investigating everything in the room. In the rec room where she died. Supposedly taking a selfie.
No, it's because I have to snap all of the other people that were in acapella with us.
What is that?
That Torby has a squeaky ball.
Oh, got it. And Hina told us that Sakura wanted to meet with Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. We talked to Byakuya. He said he totally disregarded the note and didn't see her at all. We have no choice but to accept that as fact for now.
Because, Byakuya never tells lies.
Yeah. And I think now we're going to go track down Toko and Hiro and maybe check out other places like the chem lab. Oh, no, don't go to system. Okay.
Well, Makoto, have you finished?
Sorry. You finished your general investigation?
Yeah, I think so for the most part.
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave. Would love to do it, however. Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place.
Oh, why did your lisp disappear? She's decided?
Oh.
Like, she's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue.
I mean, wouldn't you? Shit.
She needs a tissue.
Issue with a tissue?
Better
work it out or she'll miss you.
I wish you would stop this joke.
I've just run dry!
She's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright, cool. Where would they be? Those other 2 probably went...
They're like in the
answers
bathhouse.
My question. Yeah, they're just like totally having a steamy romp with
Hashtag
no,
steamy romp.
with no warning whatsoever. Where is Toko's room again? She's right here, right?
Yeah, there she go.
I pressed the doorbell.
Ding dong, ding bong.
That's when I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
Oh, look, it's the same little animation. Huh? Who's there?
Most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura.
Me at Toko always.
An aura of total decay.
Well, you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
Just totally wanking it to a picture of Byakuya.
Yeah, that's something that she and Genocide Jill have in common.
That's probably what she has. Like, half of her room is all literary stuff, and the other half is like torture devices and like sex toys.
Same.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is it now a bad time? Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What a great adverb.
She like just gets on the ground, just little wiggles.
Yeah, but it's like awkward, that thing that kids do where they just like scoot on the ground slowly.
I mean, when she's Genocide Jack, she does have a crazy tongue like a lizard. So
that's true. What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something?
I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura asked to meet with you.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Byakuya already told me she'd asked to meet with him.
What? Wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it?
Bless. I admit I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go.
Toko claims she didn't go see her, but
But
can I really believe her?
Toko didn't see her.
Well, I feel like...
yeah, oh yeah, good point.
Until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
For anyone not on our wavelength, we're totally thinking that Genocide Jill went to go see her.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't really think Toko knows what Jill does.
Yeah, like straight up. This is just a fact. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but I don't know when exactly we find out in the game, but Toko and Genocide Jack do not share a memory.
Yeah, okay, that's kind of what I assumed.
Yeah.
Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. Bye.
With that, Toko quickly retreated into her sex dungeon.
What if anyone was gonna convert their room into a sex dungeon, it'd be her.
It probably
It's
would.
always the quiet ones.
Oh, Sakura. It's weird. Like if you're ever gonna go watch the anime, it'll be weird just trying to get to know people by their last names instead of their first ones. You know?
Yeah, I bet.
Because it took me forever to like link Fukawa and Toko
Yeah.
and Fujisaki and Chihiro, for example.
Right. Well, and then the other weird thing, because you and I watched like the first episode of the anime together right after we got started with this.
Yeah.
And it wigged me out that nobody's voices were what I expected them to be.
Yeah.
Like, a total of no one sounded like how I thought they would.
Like, I was so thrown off when, what's his name, Greg Sipes or something, voices Monokuma, and I've
Yeah, because it's similar to yours, but at the same time very different.
yeah, he's
You're cutesier when you do it, and he's
Yeah.
like angstier.
okay, no joke. The guy who voices him in the game, his name is Brian Beacock, and yeah,
Same.
and I retweeted about him voicing both Monokuma and a character in Code Geass, and I was like, props to you, sir. And he actually retweeted and responded to my tweet, and I was so excited about that.
That's why I love Twitter as a platform. Like, as toxic as it can be, I think that those beautiful moments, I think, make it kind of worth it.
Yeah, I follow so many different English voice actors for animes and stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Anyway, press doorbell.
Press the effing doorbell. Ding dong.
Gotta-
Sing song. Ling
And after a
bong,
few
bing
seconds...
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something?
bong. If it was
What?
if it was actually Hiro that killed her, that's that's nobody left in this game that I give a shit about.
Yeah. Well, what about Kyoko?
She's fine.
She's kind of carrying everyone right about now.
She is carrying. Like, I care about her to the extent that I'm interested about her.
Like, she's the real protagonist.
She should have been. Fuck, man. Boring protagonists are so 2012.
Think about... Oh.
When did this game come out? If it was 2012, I'm gonna laugh.
It wasn't 2012.
Excuse me.
I think it was... Well, I
That's
don't know.
Siri.
Let's look it up. Hey, Bixby.
Hey, Bigsby.
Hey, Bixby.
Bixby.
When did Danganronpa Triggered Happy Havoc come out?
What did she say?
That's Danganronpa 2. I don't care about that.
Bixby says
2010.
2010. Not that far.
Yeah, it was released for the PSP in 2010 and Android and iOS in 2012. And then everything else in 2014 and 2016.
Okay.
2014 was when it was localized for English audiences.
Gotcha.
Like, people have translated it into, like, I think Beth told me about this because she likes this series too.
Yeah.
She said that this was originally like a Japanese roughly translated comic almost.
Okay.
Like they took screenshots from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Japanese game and added English subtitles and stuff.
Oh, that would explain that really scary sequence that happens in the trials where it's like a little comic strip. That's kind of like an homage to it.
Maybe. I think that's just like how it was originally intended to look like.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Because that would be a nifty little, like, tip of the hat.
Yeah, it totally would. Anyway. Getting real off track in this
I
episode.
know, we're awfully distracted tonight.
I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
How'd you know about that? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you?
I wish that he would just be like, yes.
Yeah.
So you know that you have to tell me the truth.
But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too.
What? When did Sakura tell you that?
Well, when she asked me to be with her, of course.
But didn't she write you a note?
Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing.
I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious.
Hiro, babe, you know that you're too dumb for even Makoto.
So then you went and met with Sakura.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that?
Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then.
While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you?
Oh, do I still have it? Let's see.
Hiro is feeling around in his pockets.
Sorry, it looks like I don't have any more.
He starts pulling like random objects out of his pockets, like
an entire dumbbell.
a rubber chicken, used condom.
Used condoms? That's the nastiest thing I've ever heard.
But the point is, it looks like I don't have it anymore.
With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket.
Uh-oh.
Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out.
Oh my god, if it was a team effort from all three of them.
Trash.
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me...
Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that it was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it.
Nice.
Pocket trash.
Pocket trash. That's what they call me.
What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. It must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Where do you want to start? Do you want to go back to the crime scene or go to the chem lab?
Let's go to the chem lab.
All right.
I'm not ready to go back to the crime scene yet.
Hey, Mango.
Mingo, I thought feeding you dinner would make you less annoying.
She's
but it
just
seems...
affectionate right now.
Yeah, I've told you before about how she kind of ebbs and flows.
Uh-huh.
And how she goes through, I don't want to be around my mom and I want to be around my mom constantly phases. I think she's coming out of an ignoring mom phase and coming back into a wanting to be around mom phase.
It's kind of nice that her furs... to see such short and sleeker furred cats, because both Maya and Phoenix... Oh, hi, Byakuya. Both Maya and Phoenix have, like, longer fur.
Especially Maya.
Especially Maya, yeah. And it's always the worst when she, like, comes up to cuddle and then she gets up and you see her walk away with, like, little litter pellets stuck to her butt.
That's how it is with Evo's cat. He gets dingleberries on his butt fuzz sometimes.
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too?
On the lab chem?
Just make sure you don't get in my way.
You can fuck
Yeah,
directly
I got
off.
it.
Oh my goodness, Grady.
I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand.
You are into some kinky shit, Byakuya. Do you know who asks random people to call them sir?
Hitler.
I was gonna say people that also ask them to call him daddy, but I'm sure Hitler did it
Do you
too.
think Hitler would ask his Nazi followers to call him daddy?
And I can't say no.
Führer sounds awfully similar to father.
Oh, fuck, dude!
So did you find anything out? Somehow I can sense him saying leave me alone without even having to say it. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna look at this big obvious yellow puddle on the floor.
Yeah, that seems pretty...
This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it.
Look how much she likes these earrobes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She's in a happy mood. She's not even stoned.
It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now,
Where's Sayaka?
Where's Sayaka? Oh, goodness. What's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf?
I have to be careful not to step in it.
Steps in it.
Damn it!
Darn it, Makoto, we always do this.
Oh, there's a skull and crossbones.
Uh-oh, that means bad.
Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4.
Would you like to hear something interesting?
Not from you, Dumbus.
I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this.
Then this powder must have been spilled.
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident.
If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow.
I wonder if the mic is gonna pick up Torby's squeaks.
It probably is.
That's so silly.
At least a little bit.
If you hear squeaking, just know that it's a dog with his little squeaky ball, and he's very happy.
There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered around the floor. Better not leave a footprint.
Leaves a footprint.
Damn it! There's already footprints! It must have been me. These are
I'm the killer!
They're only in the front of the left shelf.
How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan.
By we, do you mean me?
How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
Like he's already got the graph paper ready. He's got a little protractor.
Well, let's go. Chop chop.
Okay. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room.
I mean, it's okay.
Looks great.
Considering.
You know, okay, but you know it doesn't look great?
What?
Look at his thumb.
Let's just take a moment. Like, we don't care about how, like, Dan Avidan's thumb, like his weird
Like
toe
dwarf.
thumb
Yeah.
looks. We care about how his thumb has an extra appendage, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he's wearing a band-aid, but he's not wearing a band-aid. It's like a skeletal hand.
So
I actually had a
this.
friend in high school who had one like dwarf hand like Dan has, and then one normal thumb.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it was super funny.
It skips a generation! Your kids are gonna have it!
I haven't thought about that movie in a long time.
I watched it on Netflix like a month or so ago. It was a good throwback.
Oh my god, the part where he's trying to open the door and he
Thumbs!
can't reach it.
Thumbs!
Okay, anyway.
Not bad for you, I mean. With your weird
serious.
thumbs.
With your jacked up hands.
For me, yeah, like off screen, he's actually drawing with his mouth.
He's like, I just thought it'd be fun to use my toes.
Yeah. So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf.
Okay, here's the thing. Is that something that you couldn't have deduced by, I don't know,
The
looking
actual
at it?
footprints, yeah.
Yeah, why is this necessary?
I mean, it might be necessary in case the powder gets disrupted in any way.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. We all know how much of a klutz Makoto can be.
Seriously.
They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's why the footprints tell me.
The footprints, they do not lie.
Yeah. These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours?
No!
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said.
Ugh, your feet reek. I'm not going anywhere
I
near
thought
them.
I wasn't looking and I thought that was going to be the text box. I wouldn't have even been surprised.
I see, your feet do appear to be too big.
Too big?
Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints.
Unfortunately.
But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to.
And these prints are a really valuable clue. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder.
Girl, look at that powder. Girl, look at that powder. Girl, look at that powder. Poison my friends.
He starts choking on the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. There's also the remains of the bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled Chem Z4.
Yep, we got that
There's
already.
some footprints in the powder.
There's a footprint in the powder.
The positioning of the prints went on the left side of the shelf.
Yep.
According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell. Great.
We got it.
Alright, let's check out these shelves then.
What's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines.
And Chem C9.
Yeah, it's on the wrong shelf then.
Yes, it is.
The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider the part of the shelving unit Section A. As if the giant letter A in front of the shelf wasn't enough to convince me.
Oh my gosh.
But wait!
Where's Science?
There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. So could someone have put it here on accident?
Is that also what this bottle's labeled?
Yes.
Bottle. Oh, it's Chem C4.
Excuse me.
It's gonna explode!
Everybody get down! I'm just taking a picture of Mango with us.
Okay.
So on this shelf is a bunch of chemicals I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss.
I didn't pay attention in chemistry. I passed with a C-.
Isn't that kind of harsh? Hey, it's even a C- here on the label, see?
C?
C!
C!
For cranberries!
C. Have you ever seen that Jimmy Fallon thing where it's like, vitamin C is Spanish for vitamin yes?
I have not seen that. That's really funny.
Anyway.
Isn't that kind of harsh? What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
It doesn't if all you want to do is dance!
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well.
What an asshole!
I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf.
All the containers are labeled with the letter B and a number, so this is shelving B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. I don't have to worry about this shelf.
Don't have to worry about this shelf.
On this shelf is
Poison, poison, poison.
dangerous chemicals, the poisons and other powerful chemicals. They're labeled with the letter C and a number, so this is part of shelving C.
Shelving C.
I should try and find out more about the shelving unit.
Just shelving you. I look like it's playing a dream.
Dietary supplements in A, B has reagents, and C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A, but what concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle labeled with chemical C, chemical X, and thus the Powerpuff Girls were born! I'm like, all this time I never knew Tom Kenny was so many people in the Powerpuff Girls.
Seriously though, he's honestly everybody.
Right.
What was a section of poison? What was a bottle of poison doing in Section A from Section C? There's definitely something going on.
Alright.
I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Alright, back to the crime scene. I think we're almost done with this investigation, so let's go back to the crime scene, finish up there, and then end the episode before the class trial.
Gotcha.
Might as well just take the stairs because we're only one floor up. Wherever the stairs are, there they are.
Okay. Darn, couldn't find the stairs.
Guess I'm just gonna have to fall over.
They just find Makoto in the fetal position, like, I couldn't find the stairs.
They're literally 3 feet from you. Oh, thank God!
I thought I would never be able to leave the 4th floor.
Now I can get outside again.
Oh, buddy.
Wait. Why are there metal plates over... Wait, there are windows here with no metal plating. What are these for? Are they for the art room?
Oh, yeah. Is it just windows to the art room?
Are they just decorative? They don't... You can't even see through them.
They're just decorative.
They're just black.
What are you chirping at, you weirdo?
Oh, I thought she was, like, trying to bite you.
She does sometimes. She doesn't really bite. She gives little...
Just little nips.
It's like love bites. She, like, rests her teeth on you.
Phoenix does the same thing, except harder.
Except dickisher. So, Makoto, how's your investigation going?
I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see. So, along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying.
Someone's lying.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look over them one more time.
Sakura's body, the Monokuma bottles, and the magazine shelf?
Yeah.
Alright, let's start.
No one's talking about the secret tunnel that is almost certainly in the locker.
Let's start with their body.
Okay.
According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered.
Just staring off into space isn't gonna help you figuring anything out, you dumbass.
Well, yeah, I know, but... Space is cool.
Space.
Space!
It's so beautiful. you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it.
Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
That's totally normal.
Then how can you...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past.
Oh.
She just throws that out there like, yeah, no big deal.
What?
Sorry, never mind.
Not never mind!
Yeah, that's not a thing that we just leave off on. More importantly, look here.
Her shoes?
Her shoes! You see the Lello powder on her instep?
Yeah, it really stands out.
That powder is clue number 1.
Alright.
Nice! Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully. Actually, even telling you that is incredibly difficult to spot, so just let me explain.
Okay.
Your simple mind wouldn't be able to figure it out. It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows.
2 blows?
To the head.
Oh.
Your little face, you're like, uh-huh.
Oh.
It's like that.
Tell me more, please.
Interesting when you say, and there's one more interesting set. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
She didn't, like, feel her head.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, oh, I'm bleeding.
Excuse me, sorry.
Making me the victor.
So that's what I learned from examining her body.
Alright.
Nice.
I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anybody but Kyoko could have pulled it off.
Does that feel really good, or does that feel bad?
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, fuck.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm rubbing my cat's ears. She's like honestly loving this more than anything I've ever done.
I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
Something borrowed, something blue?
Well, the walls are blue.
I
And,
figured it out!
and I borrowed this $20 bill from Hiro. Hey!
Hey! It fell out of your pocket!
Yeah! Makoto, that's a candy wrapper. Dang it!
New clue! So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. They're
Well,
missing 2 of them, not just 1.
right. And they're all chess pieces.
Oh.
Can you just tell me what it is?
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea.
But I want you to conclude.
I'm gonna conclude! Each person needs to come to their own conclusion, agreed, so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome.
Yeah,
You gonna,
you got
babe, you
so
gonna
much
have so much confidence by the time I'm done with you?
And it's not just because you don't trust me, right?
Wow.
No answer!
Her silence is deafening. I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with.
Minus 30 Celsius.
Oof.
Only to a degree? Alright.
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
Oh, I remember this. Once you said this, it just came back to me, this part, that they completely didn't do in the anime, just because it's kind of extra.
Mm-hmm.
An experiment.
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too.
Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so... Anyway, I need to get the big button again. Bye.
Alright. Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. I'm actually gonna... we're gonna call this an episode here, because we're approaching 30 minutes. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like down below, and subscribe if you want to see more. And also leave a comment on what other voice adventures you'd like us to do next. Until next time!
Bye, everybody!